All right, we back at it, man. Homegrown Radio. Chuck Dizzle, DJ Head.
We out here.
Rap is back.
Rap is back.
Man, it's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you always.
So one memory that I have, the first lasting memory that I have of Rapsody, I met you a couple of years ago at the station. It was in passing, right? And I remember, I was like, damn, Rapsody gives the best hugs. Just to embrace that you give, the energy that you give off, but the hugs, I just got to compliment your hugs.
Thank you.
Amazing hugs from Rapsody, you know what I'm saying? So
it's a warm, inviting
yeah,
hug.
man, definitely down home, definitely inviting, and just I got to compliment you on that first and foremost.
Thank you. I'm glad you felt the energy.
Yeah,
I want you
for
the
sure.
love.
I didn't get one today though. I got to make sure I get one today.
I mean, you was
that was my fault. We was moving back and forth.
Yeah,
but,
I'm a hug.
Yeah, you are indeed.
Rap is love.
Rap is back though, man. New album.
Yeah.
All right, man. Please don't cry. Talk to us about this, and you know, I saw that you said in a few spaces that this is more of like you opening up and kind of giving more of yourself.
Absolutely.
Right. Mm-hmm. And No ID, correct me if I'm wrong, he was the one that said like, yo, people don't really know rap, right?
Yeah, he was one of like 2 or 3 people.
Did you know that was a sentiment going into this, or did you feel like, damn, like, was that the intent behind it? Like, I felt like I give myself to the music, or were you always intentionally kind of like shut off?
Subconsciously, that was the intent. Beginning of the pandemic, I was feeling so much, and it was like, I just got to pour out. So I just started writing and recording whatever I felt. But being intentional about making it a whole project and, you know, really introducing myself to people, that was definitely after the No ID conversation. Because I was working on 3 albums at one time, so I was just playing him, just some of everything. And he was like, "You're all dope." He was like, "But I can't tell you 5 things I know about you." Damn. Right? And that was like after I played like 3 or 4. And I was like, "But I got some of those in there," so we talked more, but the conversation still stuck with me. And I think like one of the last things I played was the last track on the album. I was just talking. He was like, "See that one right there?
Yeah.
Like, you play me a lot of dope stuff, but that one right there, I've learned more about you in that one joint, you just talking." So it just made me be super intentional about like what I wanted to share and how I shared. But then I had homegirls that would hit me and, you know, double down on it like, "Yo, do you like to have sex? What makes you mad? Like, yo, show people that you're not perfect." So it was all those things, but I was already on a path. They just, you know, they were just mile markers and affirming that, you know, you're taking the right journey in the right direction.
I want to talk about that more in depth because I feel like this is definitely your most personal, like,
yeah, without a doubt.
This is like really, really dope and depth stuff. But to what you just said, to your point about that conversation you had, which made you do that, and then that last track where you talking, it reminded me of, what's the song at the end of College Dropout?
Last Call.
Last Call. It reminded me, it gave me that feeling where it's like, damn, he told the whole story about this and that and this and about how the deal came and like all that kind of shit. And so it was reminiscent of that energy for me. And even stuff that I didn't really know about you, I learned through this album. And it was like, damn, I didn't know she felt like that. You know what I mean?
I feel a lot of things.
But I think it's important to let people behind the curtain a little bit, especially in this day and age. Like if you're not Beyonce or Kendrick, like those are only 2 I feel like can just be mysterious their whole life and just people just accept it. But people want to know.
It's one thing to be mysterious, but even in their art, they give.
They give themselves.
Yeah. So
you get a Lemonade album.
Yeah, like I don't plan to just be out here snapping and telling everybody my business. Like,
right.
You're gonna get it mostly in the music. Like I think there's still something to be loved about that part of being mysterious as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like we always continue to become and grow, but I don't need you to see me do it 24/7.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? But in the music, that's where you're supposed to give it. That's what I think.
No, I feel that. But I was going to give you credit for that because I think you have done that successfully throughout your music. You have given us pieces of yourself. To me, this album felt like you were more comfortable with it. Am I wrong in that assessment?
No, you're not wrong at all.
Okay, can you expand on that? Why? Because I remember you talking about being insecure and like I'm gonna dive into some of the records too. But can you expand on that? Why more comfortable now than ever?
I think before I'm gonna just start it like this. I've been telling people recently, like I was like, I want to start going by my real name. I said because I don't think I need Rapsody anymore,
Damn.
right? And it was like, yeah, I could give you pieces of me, but you might get it because I'm going to bury it in some metaphors, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm not going to give so much, like I'm not going to talk about my family because I was raised like we don't tell family business. Yeah. But on this one, I share those things and I had to think like, it's not about them, it's about me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But in a respectful way. So there was things like, okay, I got to protect the family. We're not going to say anything about that. We live in a social media age. I don't want to give you all of me because people judge you, truth or whether they got it misunderstood or whatever, and things just run. So it's like I got to protect myself with that. So it was just all these things. I was just protecting myself. And it was just like, I had this idea that just rapping was enough. All you got to do is be dope. I thought that was enough. It's not enough. It's not. You know, those things will get you to respect, but I had to learn like, it's the connection that you have with people, with allowing yourself to be truthful and honest and saying like, yo, we the same person. We go through those things, like finding your people. That's where the real currency is. And that's where you have the legacy and the long-lasting impact because they make that music like the soundtrack for what they going through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I had to think about like, man, I love Lauryn Hill and I listen to Unplugged and Miseducation, very vulnerable albums. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, like, you know, you can go through from old to new. Like the ones I think that really stick to you are the ones that create music, you know, that you connect with. And it don't all have to be sad, right? But you know, it's some kind of human element to it.
And I think that that's what resonates the most. It's like you're putting this mirror up in front of yourself and we're watching it in real time. For you, what was the scariest moments in like some tips that you could give other people that's literally going through that right now? If they're trying to look at the mirror, look at themselves, and you know, I know some of the questions, even with the album, is like, who are you, right? Yeah. Any other tips you can give people that are in that space that's like super scary when they're trying to look at themselves, any questions they can ask themselves, things that helped you along the way to kind of like navigate through this road of like internally figuring out who you are?
Yeah, grace is the number one thing. You have to have grace with yourself. You gotta learn grace. Because you're gonna look in the mirror and you're not gonna like everything you see. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on, that's me?
Yeah, you're not gonna you're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna disappoint yourself. But you have to, you know, have grace with yourself and understand like we all having a human experience. And you have to go through things and you have to, you know, do things that you wish you could do differently to learn and grow from those things. I think that's just the biggest thing. And that helped me because it was like, you scared to be human, but you ain't no different from nobody else. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about cancel culture, I think that shit is so fucking whack. Yeah, me too. You know, like, you gonna judge somebody because they made a mistake? Like, none of us make mistakes.
Right, like you don't got no mistakes that you
like, you have absolutely none. You ain't said no shit behind the scenes that if it got out, niggas wouldn't look at you crazy. Like, don't play yourself like that, you know? Like, you got to give people the opportunity to grow and become. So that was it. Like I was reading a lot of books, like Untamed by Glennon Doyle was like one that was really big for me. James Allen, 21 books, is book this thick, but there was so many gems in it that just like, I don't know, it just allowed me to be free. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that was the biggest thing. Like, even though I didn't like the things that I did, I had to forgive myself for them and I had to have grace for myself. And those are the things that got me through because it was like, Marlene, if you really want to make this change and grow, you got to lean in, girl. Like, you got to go through the fire. You got to, like, look at the ugly parts, the beautiful parts. You got to love it all and understand what it was there for. You got to ask yourself, what did I learn from it? It's one thing to do it, but if you're going to do it and not learn from it.
Right, it's like, what's the point?
Then you missed the experience. Yeah. It was time. For nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you went through that, you felt that for what? Yeah. You know, so that was it. Like, you know, what they say, you got to make, I can't remember the saying, I'm going to fuck it up.
Do you have a diary?
I don't have a diary, but.
You have like a thought book or anything? Because how do you organize your thoughts? I feel like your thoughts are so well crafted in your music. Yeah. It's got to be some sort of method to it. I don't see you just sitting down and like, yeah, I'm going to talk about relationships today and just start.
No, that's exactly what I be doing.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean,
are you fuck you up, huh?
But it might be a thing where the same way Jay can have however many verses in his head without writing nothing down, it might be a thing my diary is here. You know, like I compartmentalize all these separate things. But it's crazy, it's so disorganized. Like I just buy books randomly. and I just write in them and I put them in.
Moving on.
Something here, something
What
here,
you mean?
something here.
Like just notebooks?
Yeah, I just write shit. Right. And it could be some of anything. Like one day I'm doing budgets, the next day I'm writing how I feel, the next day I'm writing a rhyme. Shit is so fun.
Are you a full on like empath?
It is so crazy. Like that's why it's so hard for me sometimes, because I'm trying to actively write more in books. Because it's like you could write in your phone all day, but I got a homegirl to work at a museum, and she was like, I can't take that and put it in a museum. So I try to be more intentional about writing in books. But I have like a verse here in this book, and I'll be like, God dang, where is the second verse?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through all these books, like, where did I write the other one? Like, it's so unorthodox. But I have intention, but it'd be like, I travel, so I don't always have the same book.
I was about to say, how does that
But anyway,
work?
it's all in here though.
Wow.
Like, I can keep it all in here in different places, and I can pull from it. I do it all the time. Like, it could be a line, it could be something I saw in a movie, and I pull it right when I need it.
When did you realize you had that skill?
That's a
Because I feel like that's
Now.
all I'm talking about. It,
You know,
right?
it's like when you doing it, you just doing it.
Yeah.
But when he asked me that, I was like, I ain't got no diary.
Right.
Like, I
Like,
just sit
really?
down and I'd be like, oh, this beat, I remember I had this thought, I had this line, and this is a great beat for this concept. But I keep it all in here.
That's so
Why you
interesting.
do that?
I mean, I know it's not a far-fetched thing for an MC or a rapper to have. For regular people like me, that's fucking crazy.
No, it sounded like you said, I'm like, how? I don't get it.
I never really thought about it.
I don't remember which day the street sweep is. like it be random shit like that. Like, fuck, I got another ticket. You know,
Yo.
you
I don't
like,
even know what today is. I'm gonna be honest with you,
I
dog.
will say, like, I have moments I'll be saying, I'll be like, yo, my memory is crazy good. Like,
do you relate having a good memory to being petty? Because I do. I think that's true. Like, people with amazing memories are the most petty people ever. It's like, I remember you said that May 25th, 2019, you said my album was whack. And you said it on this show, like, you know what I'm saying?
That is so funny. Knife used to do that.
Oh, Knife is petty.
Yo, he's very petty.
Knife is petty for sure.
People would tweet stuff about me, and in a moment I'd be like, whatever, fuck you, nigga. But I will never remember it. Like, and he'll be like, we'll be out somewhere, and he'd be like, yo, that's that person, they tweeted that thing about you. I'd be like, it should be 2 years ago. I'd be like, what?
It should be 2 years ago.
I'm like, what they say?
About a Twitter name and everything, man. They go Bucks 503, man. He said you wouldn't really look at
It's
him.
so crazy. But for me, like, those things in the moment I'm mad, but I don't hold on to those. It'd be everything else that I care about that I hold on to. So I ain't petty in that way. I be wanting to. Sometimes I see something and I'll be like, I hope I remember this. I hope I remember
You got hella
that
notebooks. You
face.
can
Write that shit down in a notebook.
write it in a notebook, but then she won't find a notebook. Right? Notebook would be gone.
Nah, I let it go. But the things like that I'm like intentional, like, yo, I care about that. That means something to me. I don't forget that.
I want to dive into some of this stuff on the album because
Okay.
I still have, this is my first time having a chance to talk to you about it. On Look What You've Done. You said wonder why Lauren left, and then you said something. You made a reference to like maybe you feel like the same way or you think the same thing or sometimes like that. Is that something that, number one, rappers always claim they're gonna retire and then they put out more music.
Please don't say you're gonna retire.
No, she's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that
At all.
But she's not gonna do
Because it
that.
never happens.
It never happens.
Don't do it.
But when you were making reference to like wondering why Lauren left, and sometimes I guess the sentiment was, I remember the bar, but you can relate to that ideology, right? Is that from a standpoint of like not being appreciated, or it's just too much bullshit dealing with the music business?
No, the business don't really. I mean, it kind of, the business of like being at Rock Nation, that's always been a beautiful experience for me. You know, artists talk about they have crazy experience with labels. My experience has always been beautiful. It's the other side of the business, like you say, like partly underappreciated, but like we know it, like the game. And especially today, it's such a numbers game.
Yeah.
It's such a numbers game. Nobody really goes off talent and truly all the way gut anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it could be tiring, right? Like, for me to say I don't have human moments, I would be lying. Like, I'm super strong and super confident, and you know, I've stood this long, right? But that's not to say I haven't had human moments. So was like when I wrote that, it was probably early 2020. And
Oh, you was in the house.
yeah, I was in
Thinking.
the house thinking, like, probably a good 2-3 years. I didn't hardly watch no TV. I didn't hardly like really talk to many people. I was just really sitting with myself, being still, learning, healing, growing. So I had a lot. It's like my brother used to be in the military. He had an accident, and he said something real cold to me one time. He was like, "Man, it's like the world turned down and the volume inside turns up."
That's facts.
And I never forgot that, but I understood what he meant in that moment. So it's like, we running around, we move all the time. So like, it's loud, I don't get to hear internally. But when you sit still and the world is quiet, you really get to hear everything that's going on. You sit and thinking and sometimes overthinking things. You know, it was like, man, do people care?
About what?
Like me, my art, my music. Do they care about how good that I am? The music that I make, the purpose that I feel like I have, that I care so much about Black men, Black women, you know, our fight, you know, do I care about that? I care about other women in this business, that I care about the next ones coming up, all these things that are important to me that I learned to care about not only in my home, but through the culture and the music. It's different now, you know, I feel like. So I was just processing that. And if I left, I would never make a big announcement about it. But it was like, I just had this moment of like, pause, like, what are you doing next? You know what I'm saying?
So what's beyond the music?
Yeah, are you still gonna fight this good fight?
Oh, okay.
You know, in the heights that, you know, you feel like you wanna reach, but are you still gonna fight this good fight? Andre 3000, was I really just working too hard?
Right.
Like, I care so much, but the people that care so much don't always seem like the ones that, you know,
Get it.
that get it. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, but it was like, yo, like, then it was questioning, like, is that ego? But also, don't you deserve those things? Like, it was always this back and forth. So it was just so much internal conversation and just trying to see it through. I was trying to figure out. But it was like, you know, I look up to Lauren so much.
I can see that.
A lot of us always like, well, what happened? You know, and yeah, you hear this, you hear that. And I watched this unreleased documentary on YouTube. And, you know, one thing that was, she's always been a compass for me, her, Badu. But she said in the documentary, she was like, man, I just love making music. It was never about the fame part of it. And that's the thing that'll get you in this loop. And like, we get in it because we love it, and then we in it, and we feel like we got to keep up with the Joneses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this person did this, and this person did that, so I got to check off that too, to be feel. You don't feel like I'm worthy, or, you know, when it's all said and done, when you left this earth, will you still matter? Have you had enough moments that the world got to be a part of, that people care enough to keep your name relevant? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the thoughts that you have, that I have anyway. I can't say everybody. So it was me just processing all of those things. Or like, you know, I was James Samuel, the director, producer, whatever. He was working on Book of Clarence, and you know, I was trying to get Seal on Diary of a Mad Bitch. So me and him, you know, we was talking or whatever. But he said something to me one time. He's like, rap, like, what you do, like, it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you should really get in film. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, well, as good as I am in music, is that really my bag? Like, is my purpose? Like, I'm processing a lot. Or, you know, somebody that I work very closely with, they love the album. You know, this album's amazing, classic album, whatever. He was like, but you'll never sell 1 million records.
Damn.
You never go platinum rap.
Damn.
Because this ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
and I can't say it's not true.
Right.
But then I have to ask myself, what are you in it for? Are you in it for that? Those things are like, they're good acknowledgments, but what are you in it for? And I was like, man, I really just want to inspire people to make great music. So do that.
So sorry.
No, I was gonna ask, have you answered that question for yourself? But you did.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I'm in it for the love and the craft, and like you said, making that
love it
impact
so
too.
much. Yeah. So it's like, you know, that's like the grace, having gratitude, and you know, unplugging like from the illusion of everything, like using those other things to define your success.
Yeah.
Like, man, when you make music and, you know, I meet people and they tell me how my music affects them, That's the fuel for me. So
you mentioned Lauren and Badu being those two for you. Have you had a conversation with Lauren? And if so, would you ask her like those type of questions? Even though you came to the conclusion on your own, would you at this point ask her like, "Yo, but for you, what was it?" You know?
Yeah, no, I don't think I could ever stop learning. Me and Lauren, in maybe like the last couple of years, a year or two, just got to the part where like I'll email her sometimes, but I haven't dived into
Not
that.
yet,
Yeah. I like to just send love and show my appreciation, and, hopefully build a friendship with her. But I would that's one of the things I would love to sit down with her. I don't need the world to see it, just for me, because I can never, ever have, enough guidance in people that have walked that path and that journey. So, I would love to get her perspective on things. And I'm sure it's changed through the years, but that would be, super beneficial for me.
Would it those conversations, because you have Badu on the album, right?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to dive into those conversations as well? Or was it more business, not business, but it's like, let's work on the music. Let's not dive into these conversations. Or did you get a chance to?
Me and Badu was just always organic, whatever we was on the phone talking about, that's what we was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But it's different because Badu kind of has always dropped gems to me throughout the years, since 2009. She, Knife would call her and ask her for advice from me, and she always sent advice.
That's right.
She do small shit sometimes, she had a show in Raleigh one time, and I was outside of her trailer just chilling, and she walked past, and she just grabbed my hand and held it for a minute. She didn't have to say nothing. I knew what that meant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she do stuff like that. But she's. They ain't hit you on the back.
Right. That's crazy.
But,
right. It's the mentioning that, I think that's important, because those little moments where somebody from the outside will say, "Whoa, what was the gems? What was the jewel?" That was the message. That was the gem. That was the jewel. I think stuff like that is so important. I think people like that understand that. Have you had a chance to have that impact on somebody? Somebody coming up, or whether it be a fan or somebody in that's coming up in music or whatever the case may be, where you do it in your own way to pass that knowledge down?
Man, excuse me. Man, I'm always trying to pass something down. It could be super intentional, where I've had some artists hit me, just on text asking for advice on my perspective. I give that. I've had random people DM me asking for advice. When I can give it, I always share it. Or there'll be newer artists I see just starting.
Yeah.
And I'll see them, I think they dope, and I just send them a note keep your foot on the gas.
Dope.
Or I see you. You know what I'm saying?
That's so important, man.
It go a long way, because I remember all the artists that did it for me, and I know how it felt when I got it. It don't take much to inspire somebody. You know what I mean? Just, again, just to be a mile marker or a light for them to yo, I got it. I just got to keep going. So that's what it is, because I walk that walk.
Yeah.
I've been that artist. I know how I feel. So it's important for me, because I've done that, how I feel, why not?
Right. Why not do it for somebody?
To me, it's a disservice when you go through the process and you get there and you don't give back. That's weak to me.
Yeah.
The second track on the album, Marlena, you just said that you wanted to start moving by your real name because you didn't feel like you need Rapsody anymore. When did you develop Rapsody, and why did you develop Rapsody?
Yeah, 2005, I came up with that name.
Spoken word days.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. I was in a collective and everybody had a name. And, I was just I need an alias. And I'm thinking, at the time, I'm thinking, oh, it's just a hip hop thing to do. But, looking back and having clarity now, I feel like it was a way for me to protect Marlena from so many things, coming from where I come from, a super small town in North Carolina, to do the profession that I'm doing, to tell my parents like I want to be a rapper.
What?
Bro, you crazy.
Crazy.
Like, what you mean? Like, we don't know nobody that's made a successful career that's eating off of that. You stay in school, go get a job. So one, it was a way to protect myself where I could, because I wasn't telling them like I was doing records and having little shows here and there. Like, they did not know.
That's wild.
I kept that on the rap. So, you know, it was able for me to like move around without having to use my real name. Like, it was just like, this is Marlena, but this is Rapsody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, it was just a way for me to shield and protect her. Subconsciously, I'm learning now. But now it's like I don't have to hide anything now. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it amazing how, like you said, coming up with an alias or name, that's, you do it because it's that shield, or you feel like that's your superpower. You can kind of go on the raps and, you know, but it's internally, and you are the superpower.
You really are the superpower.
And it's like, you find, I think an artist like Kendrick who, same things, like the moment he changed his name to Kendrick Lamar, you just saw kind of like the trajectory of his career, what took place, the moment you kind of get honest with yourself. I love that you kind of understand that for yourself, and being intentional about wanting people to call you that. You know what I mean? Not like you're ditching the name, but it's just...
No, it even feel weird to me now. Like...
Which part?
Yo, Rapsody.
Right.
And I'm just like, yeah, you know, that's what, but it's like, nah, but I want Marlena.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm...
So when you go order food, you say, Marlena?
Every time.
Okay.
Every time.
Did you ever at one point say Rapsody when you were going under as an alias, like when you would order food or go out somewhere?
Never.
Never, okay.
Nah, never.
It's weird to know. The reason why I say that, because my name is Chuck Dizzle, right?
Yeah.
But whenever I go out to eat, I always say Charles. I always tell them, yeah, Charles, or my last name Dorsey.
Fuck that shit.
And it's so crazy, like, my dad, I call my dad and he'll call me and I answer the phone. He'll be like, Rapsody. I'm like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Your dad?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Oh, Rapsody, how you feeling
I
today?
think my family does that to be funny. Like, DJ Head. I'm like,
No, come on now.
Aaron. That's
Right.
funny. You know?
Yeah, but
No, but it's a weird feeling. Again, embracing yourself and understanding like you got that superpower. It's really within you. And I love, like I said, that you developed that and kind of understood that. And even with the album, it's like, you know, the start of this saying your name. Like, this is who I am. When they're asking, who are you? You know, starting off with the name, being intentional about that.
Yeah, that's no ID. Like,
Shout out to No ID. Black pop star. If you ain't crying through it, you laughing through it. I get called an asshole more than I get called my name, right?
oh man.
And I mean, I say it inflammatory.
Wait, hold on. This is a question for you. Have you laughed through it, or
Shut the fuck
is that like therapy right now?
up. No, we'll get to the Felicia Rashad shit. But I often get accused of those things because the way I present and the way my delivery be a little bit, you know, it ain't the best delivery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you've had experience with this. We was talking about ugly babies, but
I would never pick it back.
but I'm just saying that I guess when I was listening to the record, this is actually, to be honest with you, when I first heard it, I notated it in my mind. I gotta come back to that. And then when I went back to it a couple times, I'm like, it's some real shit because it's a trauma response.
Yep.
And therapeutically, it's a release, I guess, if we laugh at our pain, so to speak, or whatever. Like I notice I do that. I make really inappropriate jokes at inopportune times, like extremely inappropriate jokes, right? And then to be like, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and then I want just I'm telling you, give you context.
Okay.
So I was talking to a woman, and she said something to me, and I said. She basically said, "You like me, huh?" Or like, you know, like you like me. I was like, "Yeah, but only because you know you make food and you have an orifice that I can find useful at some point, right?" Right.
In the orifice, bro? Like, okay.
Yeah, you have an orifice that's going to prove useful at some point, right?
I love how she just said heard.
I definitely would have laughed at that when you told me that.
Right, but that's my way of not being vulnerable.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, and that's what I took
100%.
from the record.
100%.
Okay.
That's the family I grew up in. Like, I tell people, like, my family's very loving. I know I was a love child, but we did not affirm it in that way. Like our love language was not like, I love you.
Exactly.
You look nice today. Like we wake up cracking
We talk
jokes,
shit.
like mad shit. Like to this day, like, that's why I'm like, I would talk about people calling me ugly. Like, that didn't feel good, but at the same time, I could take it because my brother had said way worse things than me, right?
Yeah.
But I know he loves me very deeply. The more he jokes about me,
Facts.
right? When I talk about my aunt with dementia, like, it was me and my aunt with dementia and her sister, which is my other aunt. And in the moment, I was like, in my feelings about it, because she was just watching it like it was, like, talking to pictures on the wall. And she looked at me and she was laughing. She was like, we gotta laugh to keep from crying. Like, so we laughed about everything. Like, I had an uncle that had alcohol issues and he had a bad experience with it, shapes for a little bit. My brother and my cousins was joking the shit out of him. Like,
You gonna get these jokes.
yeah. Like,
One thing you gonna do is get these jokes.
We get these jokes. So we laughed, like, that's, like you say, like our therapy to deal with, like, things uncomfortable or pain or, like to get through things. So it was like, but you still just masking it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still got to deal with it at some point.
ain't going
Like,
At some point.
yeah, when you by yourself and ain't nobody crack joke with you, feel that. It don't go nowhere. So it was like, I'm not suppressing it. You got to sit in the fire. You know what I'm saying?
I think what was dope about that too is you not only were you expressing your experience, but you also holding us accountable as the listener, and that's what I took. That's the temperament I got from it.
Yeah.
And then also like we do that all the time. We in a couple of group chats that get like the group chats he and I are in can never see the light of day.
That's why sometimes I just fire them off before they get me. I'm like, they like, damn, Chuck, you was quiet for. Hey, I know it's coming, so I'm just gonna shoot a couple off.
Very inappropriate.
You know what I mean? Eventually, talk about my son. It's something.
Oh, we be killing his son.
That's why we just get it off now, because I know he gonna catch a stray the next week. So let me just
I
get
even
it.
think though, as Black people, that's just instilled in
Right,
us. We went
absolutely.
through
That's what I was
so
about to ask
much. We went through so much. Like that's just instilled within our culture. We gonna laugh through the pain all the time. That's why like people be going off on these comedians. I be like, don't you understand what comedians are for?
Right.
Yeah.
It's for healing.
Yeah.
Like you supposed to laugh through all of it.
Right.
All of us is fucked up. I don't care who you
Facts.
are.
Right.
I don't care what sexual orientation you are, what gender you are, what race. All of us fucked up. That's what they there for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I think laughter. I mean, not. I don't think, but laughter also, lowers your cortisol levels and decreases stress.
Yeah.
And the other part about it, I want to ask you about would be not only the mental health, but the physical health part of trauma and laughing, getting through that stuff. Because I actually asked the doctor. I was having heart palpitations and stuff one time, and so I actually asked the doctor. I'm talking to a cardiologist, a white lady. She kept it real with me though. I was like, "Yo, how in the fuck does stress kill you?" People always say stress don't kill you. It's gonna kill you. I'm like, that don't make no sense to me because stress doesn't actually exist. It's something that, but they were like, no, it's your cortisol levels, and your cortisol levels is a hormone that gets fluctuated, inflames, it inflames certain pieces of you, and then you get infection, and then it causes heart attacks and all kind of like, I was today years old when I found this information out, right? Because no one's ever articulated it to me and how it works.
Yeah.
Same thing applies to mental health, but then, like you said, laughing through the pain. I think laughter actually is healing.
I do too.
Because it does lower your cortisol levels, it does decrease stress, it does get rid of, it releases serotonin, and it's all science, but it's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And so I was like really appreciative of that record specifically.
Oh no, I'm with you. Same thing. Like I had mad panic and anxiety attacks. And,
Recently?
I haven't had one that I can't control since 2020. But I had been having them since maybe 2003.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, like a long time. They progressively got worse. And I eventually got diagnosed with Graves' disease. But I was with Misa one day and I was having one and she was like, your mind is a lot more powerful than you think it is. Like, you are creating the physical response within your body because of what you're thinking.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And once I got through that, like I got that under control, man, I started losing weight and all of like these things. I'm just like, I was holding on to so much emotionally. It showed up physically in the same way. Like, and you know, that's why laughter is good, but you also got to heal too.
You got to do the work.
Like, you got to do the work. You can laugh through it, but you got to do the work.
Speaking of which, is Felicia Rashad like an actual, like, do you have a therapist? And is her name Felicia?
It sound like it. It sound like it for sure.
No, that's still on my list. Like I still think I need to do therapy. Just you should. It's like drinking water. But I do not have a therapist.
Okay.
So
What was the pitch like to have her on the album? Like, this, when you reach out to her,
what does that ass look like?
What was the original
I need you to be
pitch?
Claire. I need you to be Claire.
She was my oracle, like in the Matrix.
Damn. But reaching out to her and asking her about this.
I want to know what the ass looks like, because I know how Khaled ass for features. It's crazy. Yo, I need you. You know I'm coming to the birthday party.
Yo, Claire.
An hour later, I need you.
It's crazy. I still haven't spoken to her.
Okay.
I still haven't met her, so I have to give all that to my manager, Chantel.
Word.
But you know, I told her the idea, like why I would want to have her. She found a manager. I don't know exactly what was in the email,
happened,
but
though.
I'm sure it was like, yo, Rapsody has so much love, respect for Felicia. She got this album coming out, woo, woo, woo. And they came back and they were like, can you send us some music? And I didn't get to it in a timely fashion. I think I was moving around the show. So it might have been like 36 hours, but I was gathering the music together and Chantel hit me and she was like, yo, they came back and they said yes.
Oh, shit.
So I'm thinking they did their own research. I don't know, but
Wow.
So she hadn't even heard the music.
No, she didn't hear the album. I don't even know if she's heard it now.
That's fire.
You know, so I'm thinking they did their own research, but I've talked about her through interviews. I did something with Essence one time. It was for Mother's Day, and you know, I picked her specifically. So, you know, it wasn't like a wake up and like I want Felicia Rashad. Like I've always wanted to create with her in some way. Like so, you know, I'm just happy that
That's crazy.
Like
That's fire. Yeah. That's also a testament to you, though. You gotta, you know. I'm not saying be egotistical about it, but you gotta wear that too. Like, you know, somebody of that status in our community, we all look at her as like she's one of them ones.
She is
in our community as a queen or you know whatever. But for her and her team to be like, yeah, she said yes. It's like,
we don't
really?
need anything.
You know, they say you always prepare for everything except a yes. Yo, tell Jay that Rapsody wants $1 million or she ain't doing shit. Jay said yes. He did.
for real. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I be prepared for everything but a yes.
Yeah.
That's super dope. I'm glad
I
you
was
got
like,
that.
you know, you was like, you prepare for everything. Yes. So I told Chantel, I was like, let's ask. Most she can say is no, but if she say no, we're gonna reach out to boom, boom, boom. Like I was already prepared. Like who else? So it was like that. And the only thing she asked she was like, if she wants to come to a show, she just want to know she'll be taken care of. I was like,
Easy. What?
what?
You can perform.
I give you the mic. We're doing track one and some.
I'll do a show for you by yourself.
Yo, I would
With a full band.
I would put a section rope and put a
crazy.
throne there. You can sit whatever you want and need. We're gonna do it. Like,
That's fire.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that moment. That's fire.
like, I can't wait to meet her.
That's a crazy that's crazy because I remember reached out to Byron Allen, right? Because I just think that like a black man on that level, I sent him a cold email. I found his email and I just sent him a random email. Never met him, never had a conversation. And then one day, like when he hit me back, I'm gonna call you. I'm like, see, right, nigga, hit me back.
He hit you back?
I won. No, hell no. She said, I said, when he hit me back,
We wouldn't be doing it right here. We would have our own channel right here. Damn. I was looking at the BET Awards the other day, man. I saw Childish Gambino. He made those statements about having more or just as many Grammys as Will Smith, and then or more Grammys than Will Smith, and as many BET Awards
as Sam
Smith. And it immediately made me think, of the line on your album. You says the Grammys was the first to nominate rap. You know, I just won awards from an all black everything. Put us in your mind frame of that when you saw that same sentiments, and if you could talk, I want to pin it this way, but we were talking earlier about platforms not necessarily getting it or understanding. What is the dialogue that needs to be around that as of right now? Is it more of like, yeah, he's right, like we need to do something about this? Like, what does that conversation need to be had? Because I feel like it happens too often at this point, you know? Is there anything that needs to be said, or is it just the dialogue in itself, you know, for people to have that conversation?
Yeah, okay, latter question. I try to have grace in all of it, right? Like, I'm in that period of life. I try to look at things full circle and not just from myself and my emotional self, right? So when it comes to things like that, like, my grace is like, man, I wish we could really be celebrated for the art and the creativity and, you know, it not only just be a popularity contest, because that's what it's, you know, kind of turned into to me, like a popularity contest. But that's not to say like those people don't deserve that space, but it's just like there's so much more we can do to represent the culture, to celebrate the artists, you know, that don't always get the chance to be celebrated. But the grace of mine is like, maybe for what they do, they try their best, because in order for them, I understand how ratings work. And I understand that the most popular artists are gonna get the most ratings for you. So it's like, how do we bridge that? You know? And maybe they still working out. I'm just trying to have grace. But, you know, as far as like my lyric on the record, you know, I was just having like a moment where I was just like, I didn't really know what the Grammys was. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't understand like the importance of the Grammys, even what it was, until I got nominated with Kendrick for To Pimp a Butterfly. And it was like, Grammys, like it didn't register to me because I didn't grow up
paying attention
to that. In my house, my black ass daddy that made us watch Roots every Christmas.
Are you serious?
No, everybody watching Home Alone and
y'all watch Roots?
Roots. To this day, every time we watch. So
kind of extreme.
My dad loves being black.
Wait, so the whole catalog?
This day, like
that's wild.
He does it every Christmas. We watch Roots, so you know, like we watched the BET Awards, the Soul Train Awards, NAACP Awards. Those were the things for me that were the height of music, where blackness was celebrated. And growing up in that house and learning to love myself and my blackness, that was what I knew. You know, that was where love was. We could celebrate us. Like, the Grammys just didn't register to me, because in my home, that's what we valued. That was our currency. So like coming up in the music business, and again, like I'm at these awards, and that's like my dream. I want to be on the BET stage. I want to perform. I would love to get an award, NAACP, Soul Train, like. That's where I see myself. That's, you know, acknowledgement that I want to look out and see people that look like me and to be acknowledged. And, you know, for the Grammys to be the first ones to acknowledge me before that, it was just a thought. Like, it's not a knock, but it was just like, man, I got acknowledged here before I got acknowledged there. As much as I talk about us and, you know, but I don't want to feel entitled either. It was, you know, you see how I'm going through this battle. It's like, you know, but that's what it was, like, and I'm grateful for that Grammy acknowledgement, but because of who I am, a black woman, and how I was raised, when I first got that BET Lyricist of the Year award, that shit hit. You know what I'm saying? That touched me in a way, and it's like, I feel like BET, like, you know, more than before, like, that really, really meant something to me. So that's just what it was. Like, man, like, for the music that I make and the things that I talk about, sometimes that gets acknowledged outside of us more than it does there.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like.
But then I would say that's a slippery slope too, because on the flip side of that, you have people who want the adulation of white people and other people, other institutions, more than they want the adulation of our own people. And that could also be
Right. It
not a
is
good look
slippery
either.
stuff.
You know what I mean? I look at Ye the same way. Like, I think he wants that more than he wants us.
Yeah.
And that's disheartening too.
It is.
You know what I mean? So there's a flip side to that, you know, duality of it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's why I try to have grace. But for me, like, I appreciate the Grammys. It has value to me, but I really hold the BET Awards. Like, the same way, like, I got a Grammy, I got an NAACP award. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel the same way. Like, they're equal to me.
Yeah. It's not one above the other.
No,
I
absolutely not.
I think we just have to do a better job at that amongst ourselves too.
Putting real
with
currency and value.
participation, tuning in.
Yeah, showing up, supporting, being proud, like waving that in the air. I think that's important.
With the two, so I got 2 records that I want to dive into, and it's a lot to unpack here. Should we do That One Time? I'll let you choose. That One Time, or should we do Diary of a Mad Black Bitch? I mean, a Mad Bitch.
Hey, this your shit, man. I'll let you drive it.
So let's do That One Time. It's a lot to unpack. So I don't know if the reference on here was dealing with a married man, but you also talked about never felt pretty or wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but you meant like intimately, or you meant from professionally, or how'd you mean that? Because I caught it in double. I don't know if it was meant that way, but I know you were dope. So I was like, maybe I'm too stupid.
This is the third bar, you dumbass.
So
I never felt wanted or pretty by no nigga.
Right.
That line right there. You know, it's romantically, you know, I never felt like, you know, not rappers, I don't know why they came to, but just in general in our society, those aren't the things that are pushed as being beautiful.
Being a black woman or being dope or?
Being a darker skinned woman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not having a certain shaped body. Like I said, most of my career, like a lot of conversations, black and like ugly. Like I did a documentary and we documented all the tweets. So like, it was just a real eye-opening thing because I grew up like me and my family, we all called each other beautiful. Like my older cousin used to call me, she's like, there go my little Barbie doll. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of love poured into it. And I remember I left home and I went to college one time. I've had many examples of this, but I was at Foot Action one day and a guy came in, he pulled out a wad of money. And I looked at it, I was like, well, that don't mean nothing to me, right? And he's like, you ain't all that anyway, right? Number one. Another dude asked for my number, boom, boom, talking, right? And I'm not a promiscuous woman like that or whatever, but I guess I wasn't giving him what he wanted. But we was talking and he was saying something like, I mean, he's like, you cool, you ain't no 10 or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you getting all these things. Then I get in the music business and, you know, videos here, there, and I'm in Twitter and I'm reading tweets and I'm just seeing like what people say, you know. Even like video vixens. You don't always see a lot of beautiful dark-skinned women in those positions. You know, so it's just something that I was always aware of my whole life. Like I took my little niece, she was 4 years old, to Target to get a Barbie doll, and she said, I don't want the dark-skinned one.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And so
how old was she?
She was like 4.
Damn.
And so me and my sister, like we had conversations about it, but we were very intentional to make sure that she learned to love herself, right? So like those are things, but too, it was also too like, at the time I wrote that I had gotten out of like a really long relationship, 9 years. But every relationship I've been in, I've been cheated on. Not to say most women haven't, but internalizing my own experiences, the 9-year one, it was like every time I called him cheating, it was like with a curly hair, you know what I'm saying? Fair skin, yeah, like that was their thing. So, you know, I made it about me, like what's wrong with me type thing. And so like, I go out now and I be around dudes and I don't even think like anybody could even like me. I don't even move like that.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? My girl be like, yo, why don't you da-da-da? And I just be like,
For what?
for what?
Right.
That's a cycle.
You know what I'm
That's a real psychological mind fuck.
Yeah, you gotta validate yourself. And you know, it could be too, like, you can go through all your comments and be like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Right,
You see
that
the one. That one.
I know that you got a lot of black queens, and you got all those too. And I'm sure throughout the years,
Nubian goddess.
Yeah, Nubian goddess. You know what I'm saying? You want to focus on my milk of magnesia. My milk of magnesia head ass. You want to focus on him. But no, I mean, but
I agree with you though, because like especially over the last 3 months when everything was going on with the homie and his battle and stuff, I've been all kind of shit: fat neck, fat head, fat liver, DJ Glazer. Yeah. I just learned glazing in the last 2 months.
They killing you.
There's a bunch of shit, but I'm just saying like. You look at the one comment and you be like, motherfucker.
But yeah, so it was like but it was layers to it. You know what I'm saying? So
why do you? Okay, because I think that this conversation will be beneficial to other girls that look like you and come from where you come from. Where does that come from? Where did first your niece, your 4-year-old niece, saying that I don't want the dark one? Because that's learned behavior. She wasn't born with that ideology.
yeah. I mean, you gotta look at the society we raised in. I remember feeling that way as a kid. Even small things like don't go outside, you're gonna get black. Quit crawling in a car, you're gonna get some black knees. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just little tidbits. But then you look at TV, you look at films. Like me growing up trying to find a black cricket doll, like that ain't the easiest thing. Like
at all.
so it's in your school, it's your friends, like being on the bus, like watching boys pick on the dark-skinned girl that don't have much hair. Like you see all of that. Then you
go back to the jokes too. We were talking about earlier.
Like the jokes, like then you got the music, like visually the videos, like it's all around us from the time you were a small child to adulthood.
The first time I ever you just said the music, the first time I ever paid attention, I'm not even gonna lie, you're right. It's psychologically subconscious programming. Yeah. Because the first time I ever thought about it like that was, I think it was the Black album. When I was listening to the Black album.
Right.
And on, was it What More Can I Say? And I'm in the in crowd and all the wavy light-skinned girls is loving me now.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I remember that bar because I am subconsciously associating that with success.
Yep, and that's what it is.
That's
like,
crazy. I just had that realization right now.
Like think about it. There are a few like, and I don't want to make this the black man's narrative, but a lot of black men get successful and get a trophy wife. That's what they call them, trophy wives. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking like our sisters of a different complexion because they go through their own things too. Like. This still sits with me to this day. Like I think about Kendrick and everything he does for our people, how intentional he is, right? And I remember the Poetic Justice video. He was intentional about getting a darker skinned lead. He's super intentional about that. And I always had respect for him for doing that. But I remember when he put out that Rolling Stone cover and Whitney had her hands in there and it was like an attack on like, oh, we got this black man, but he got another light skin. I'm like, yo, what are we doing as a people?
Each other.
Like, what's
and
really
it's amongst each other too.
And it's amongst each other. Like, why do we have to, demote his blackness just because he found another black woman that may not be of chocolate complexion? You know what I'm saying?
Still black.
Like, he's still black. And she is too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing, but that's been ingrained in us since very, very hundreds of years ago. Yeah. So it's a lot of healing on so many levels that we have to do.
Yeah. And then going to when you said you're out in public and you don't even entertain the thought of somebody being interested in you. Why? Like, where does that come from? It's just from the years of that? Or
just so much. Like from the music again, like being in relationships, being cheated on so much. It was like, but I'm aware of it. I know that's an internal thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I have to fix. And that's not to say like, a lot of days I wake up, I love myself. But again, I have human experiences. Some days I'll be like,
Ooh, shit tricky today.
I be going through my DMs. I was like, ain't nothing. What? I ain't gonna.
Do you ever clap back at people?
I be wanting to all the time. Like,
yo,
I would love to see this part. Somebody, yo, rat clap back.
And it was a bar. It was a bar.
Yo, like my friends be like, you stupid. If people really knew how stupid you was, because I just get off with them. Because my thing is like, oh, I want to get you right now, but at the same time, it's like, man, don't give them no light. I'm always going through this like.
See, you need to go. You need
Angel and
less of Marlena, more to Entirety Madness.
I'm so glad you brought. Can I talk about Can I talk about when you talked about Grammy weekend?
Yeah, I don't even remember what we talked about.
Okay. So I seen Rap at a party, and I was like, yo, it was when Dot was going through what he was dealing with, and I was like, yo, like, I asked Rap, I'm like, yo, so like, do you be paying attention? Because people swear to God, K-Dot be off the grid, and Rap was like, shit, I see everything.
Everything.
She said, I pay attention to everything. All of it. Just in case somebody get out of pocket. Like,
everything.
Hey, when she said that, I said, oh, Rap is a real shit. I'm so dead ass. Right. She's like, oh no, I watch everything here. I'm like, really?
Everything.
People would love to know this. Because people swear, like, you know, when you are a certain level or you get to a certain esteem in this game, people assume, like, oh, you are meditating. And it's like, bro, Rappers from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She got that in her. That God is from Compton.
Right. Don't get it twisted.
If he don't see it, the homie sent it to him.
Yep.
And then we politic. All right, what we gonna do about this?
All the time, man. I see everything. I don't say nothing because I like that surprise.
Write it in your book.
I like to surprise niggas.
Have you ever?
All the time.
Have you ever popped up on somebody? Or not necessarily got back, but let them know, like, I saw that.
I gotta think. I'm sure I have. I the things I retain and I don't.
So I let that go already.
Yeah, I'm sure I have. I don't have an example,
Okay.
but I could definitely remember. Like, I saw what you said.
What about the
You know, B-Dot definitely know I see everything.
I be on B-Dot's ass. I be on his ass, bro. He be killing me. And he swear to God he not biased. And I'm just like, bro.
What do you mean, Ed?
Bro, shut up.
The 9-year relationship, was there on your part any clapback?
Did
you get back?
Did you said 9 years, it was cheating here and there.
Yeah.
At any point in that relationship, did you have your moment to get back? No.
I don't cheat. I can stand on that. Like, for me, I've been cheated on so much and I know how I feel. I don't move like that. You know, that ain't a get back for me. The get back for me is like, bet. Be successful, glow up. They always come back. Don't ever get it twisted. They always come back, some shape or form. And I'd be like,
I got a personal question. What's your love language? Because for me, it's quality time and it is
ice cream.
Shut the fuck up.
You really love ice cream?
Niggas always gonna nig.
I'm just saying. So wait, you don't love ice cream?
I do.
Okay, that's it.
I love ice cream more than I love human beings.
That's what I'm saying.
You told me that before.
That's a fact.
And that was years ago, so I know you really
No,
standing
that's real
on
shit. I really love ice cream.
I'm not throwing
but not
jokes.
dairy though. I'm on my Dr. Seuss.
There you go.
But fuck you. But I'm saying, for me, it's quality time, it's acts of service. Like, I come in and allegedly put free cable in your house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's yeah.
Like, that's what you paying, what, $200 a month? I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Eliminated the bill.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's
Wait, so do you cash app or do you set it all up and pay the bill that way?
No.
No, ain't no paying.
I don't.
He eliminated the problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Free.
Don't act like you ain't never got a fire stick from me.
Free,
Just
you know what I'm
saying.
saying?
He's trying to act like he recused himself from the bullshit like he ain't got a fire stick. What? Bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
I pay my shit too. You did pay my shit too. I appreciate that.
Get the fuck out of here. What's your love
Yo,
language?
mine's definitely acts of service.
You cook or?
Anything that you need. Now, I don't be home like cooking, but if you want me to cook, I will find a fire recipe and I'll light that shit up on my mama. But like, I just like to do things for you, whatever that is. So I'm an act of service, but my mom is too. Like, I tell people like, you know, that's how I got rewarded. You so nice, you so sweet. So that's how I know love. So that's how I give it. And I was a people pleaser for a long time because of that reason. But I'm definitely acts of service. What I'm working on now is words of affirmation.
I need work on that. You gotta help me with that.
We can help each other.
I don't do that at all.
You know, like saying I love you for a long time was so hard for me.
I can't say it.
I love you.
What's wrong with her? Why she do that? Don't do that.
Say
Go
it
ahead.
back.
No.
Just say I'm still working on myself.
I'm working on it. Pray for me.
Come on. Let's have a moment.
Goddamn, right?
Come
Let's have a break. You can close your eyes.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, I love you.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Picture
Give me
Ben
a
and Jerry's,
hand.
my
Hold
man.
my hand. Come here. I want you to feel it. I love you.
I got love for you too. You cool. I got love for you too.
Yeah, you cool. You cool.
You know, you straight. No.
That's what's up.
Yo, but I used to be like that.
That's how I am.
The first time I went to college, my mom called me and at the end of the phone, she said, I love you. And I was
Already.
I said, okay. And hung up. But I felt so bad because I was like, I love her so much, but I can't say it because I'm not used to us doing that. Even though I know you love me because of how you take care of
Facts.
me, how you worry about me, what you get mad. I know you love me to the end of this earth, but why are you talking to me like that?
Yo, let me
but
tell
I
you.
say it now, like I say it. I love you.
So look, let me
So look, next question.
I love you too.
I love you.
Oh, my
I got
God.
no problem.
Man, listen. This is the second time I ever got called out about this shit. The first time was Charlemagne. He hit me and was like, "Yo, I love you." I was like,
Okay.
He's like, "Say it back." I said, "What you mean?"
Say what?
Panic attack.
I was like, "What you mean?" He's like, "It's okay to love, man. God damn, you need to go to therapy." It's like, fuck, it's a lot of pressure. That's like how we get out of my family. You know what I'm saying? My nigga, like, give me some.
So you grew up a lot like I did.
100%.
Joking.
My grandma, she passed. She was the worst. My grandma, I remember one time, I brought a girl over to Sunday dinner. We had Sunday dinner. And my grandma, never met this woman before. She looked over at across the table and she's like, how long you gonna last? Everybody in my family, we crying. we laughing like and she's sitting there like,
it's your girl?
Yeah.
And you laugh?
Oh, hell yeah.
I know she was in your ass when you left.
No, she's folded up. I'm like, she ain't gonna last. Yeah, she ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Because if I bring in my family, that's just how we.
You gotta learn.
That's
roll
enough
with the
right there to
punches.
be.
So I'm learning now that everybody doesn't speak that language.
Right.
And I had to adapt quickly because the woman I used to deal with, she was like, hey, she was crying. So I'm like, nigga, I'm joking. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now it ain't comfortable for me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn that. I'm learning the words thing, and I just transparency. I just told a girl like, "Hey, bro, like I don't do compliments. So if you need that, like, you know what I'm saying.
So if you need that, hey, let's say this.
We can figure out a sub.
Okay.
Like you got I tag that nigga. He the compliment nigga. You know.
Yeah, hey, you got
tell her nice shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And then I'll do the dirty work.
You got a lot to unpack.
You set it up, I knock it down.
But I can definitely roll with your family.
Yeah, you can fuck, but I'm just saying, like, that's a very difficult thing to learn. And I told my mom, because she started becoming lovey-dovey as she's gotten older. And I'm like, Mom, you wasn't this nigga. Like,
did you call your mom a nigga?
No,
okay.
I told her that, but I'm saying, like, you wasn't this person, bro. Like, when I was growing up, it was like, it was rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That might have been a survival technique.
Definitely.
But I'm like, nigga, you wasn't telling me you love me and shit when I was growing up. Where's this coming from? You making me uncomfortable. I know you fuck with me, I fuck with you too.
That's where growth lives.
Well, I ain't there yet.
You got kids?
No.
But you gotta be the generation.
I'm a fire ass uncle.
You gotta break that. You gotta be the change.
And what? Say I love you to people?
Yeah, because it's
all right. So let me ask you a question.
Really, my mom, her daddy and them didn't do it to her. Like it's breaking down. Like somebody gotta change it. You know how you be like, you be joking, like same way. I don't be joking out loud people because I don't know if they on that same type of humor thing. Yeah. And today, cancel culture.
You never know who watching.
Yeah, see, I just take the risk. I just jump. But I leave. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If they cancel me, black people.
I love it. I love it.
But I'm just saying. So how did you get to that? Because obviously it's practice. That was muscle memory.
And how long did it take? Because I think that's important.
You got to get comfortable with that type of shit.
No, it was like the people I was around. So it started with like friends. I got friends that like, I love you. And then they would say it and I would be like, Same thing. She was like, okay.
Brother,
you know, then it would be like, love you too. Love
Not
you.
the I.
I'm not putting that I
Yeah.
in front of it.
Right.
So it was just like a process.
There you go. So let's try it.
Yeah.
Just say love you.
I have said that.
Just say it.
Say what?
Just say love you.
To who?
Derek.
Why? Why you always
Just say it. I just want to see if there's progress.
Love. I say love. I say love.
We'll go
Want
there.
you
We'll
to
take that.
space it out. Just say love and then give 2 seconds and say you.
Love. In your direction.
We
I'll take that. Look,
yeah, we
I've learned
got
to take the baby steps. I don't even put. I'm surprised we even got to this point. You haven't said love. So
That's why I be saying that shit.
But it was a few things, right? It was that, you know, getting around people that's comfortable. Like, all right, bro. I got in a relationship and I just, his was very words of affirmation, like pouring into you. I love you. You're great. You're the best. Da da da. I'm like, okay, like, you know, after a while, but then too, it would be like, you know, my grandmother passed, my grandfather passed, and, you know, I'm looking at my dad, and I was like, man, I don't want to go through life and not tell my parents that I love them. You know what I'm saying? My dad was just in the hospital last year, and I was leaving, and he was like, love you, and in the moment, I couldn't say it back. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, I have to work on that, you know, because like you say, when they get older, they get softer.
They get soft.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, I don't want to wait till it's too late to tell the people I love that I love them. So I just try to be a lot more intentional about it.
They don't know.
They know, but
They
it's like,
know,
you know, I
but-
fuck with you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but it's I'm telling you,
point of
it ain't
the
not like,
words.
even though you can't say it, and even though it feel uncomfortable, but when somebody tell you they love you, it don't feel different.
Yeah, but I'm not in tune with my emotions in that way.
He a robot. He a
Oh,
robot.
you a raw.
He a robot.
I'm just not
You
good
got
at-
walls up. You know,
just-
raw.
I'm
Wait,
figure
so
it out.
so are you still that way with family, or are you able to kind of voice that? Because you said with your father a year ago.
No, I could tell them I love you, but
Okay.
I'm still working on it. Like, that's about as much as it can
Mm-hmm.
get. There's sometimes too, I still got to joke with them. I love you too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know I love you.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to get to the point where it's like I can sit down and just say a lot of shit. Like, you know, I love you because I appreciate you because I'll start getting emotional. I want to be able to do that without like
Feeling weird.
it getting, it's so overwhelming because I'm not used to it that I have a physical reaction and cry. You know, because that will happen to me.
All right, man.
Like,
Let's talk about
so
Mad
I'm not
Bitch.
there yet. He trying to get out of this. Exit stage left.
Let's talk about Diamond Mad Bitch. Okay?
Oh, he want to get to the angry shit.
Let's get angry real quick. Let's balance this shit out.
Crying and shit.
Let's get cussing niggas out.
I remember I cursed out my ex-girlfriend because she was crying. I was so mad. Because she was crying. Like, what the fuck you crying for? I was hot, bro. I'm like, don't fucking cry. I don't know what to do.
Because I'm not gonna hug you. That ain't
Well,
my
see,
thing.
and you know what? And I want you, and I mean, I know you got nieces and nephews and stuff. Can you please? So to this day, like I just turned 40. He older than me, by the way. So I just,
I'm 41.
well, this is a perfectly good bus coming.
Oh
so
my God.
Well, that's why I shoot them shots early.
Yeah, you got to.
I know it's happening soon.
But I'm just saying, like, to this day, no one has ever set me down and said, "Hey, this is what you do when a woman is crying." We learn it in real time on the
Exactly.
job,
Yeah.
and so like it freaks me the fuck out
Because
it's like
I don't know what to do.
I know what to do in every situation.
But that.
But that,
So here's what you do.
Okay.
You sit
come
them
on.
down. You say, hey, you know I love you.
nigga,
I'm telling you what to do.
Well, unless
you don't go, "Hey," you know what I'm saying?
No,
How about those Knicks?
Look. It's like, yo, baby, what's going on? How you feeling? Why are you crying? What's wrong? You could talk to me. And you listen intently. Listen without wanting to reply, but just listen.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
You know what I'm saying? And from there you go. I don't know what the situation, depends on why she crying, the rest. But good I love you, it's going to be okay.
Did she get hit every time?
I mean,
no.
What if I don't love her? Do I say I like you?
Well, it depends. That's why she said it depends on the
it depends on
situation.
the situation.
But if I don't love a woman, I'm not finna be in love in 6 months.
No,
So like
yeah.
if she's crying, what the fuck do I say?
Now it's just being there as a person, a caring person.
Okay, I care.
Again, like, yo, you need somebody to listen, you need somebody to talk. You ain't gotta say I love you, but just the act of like, I care about you enough to listen and make sure you good, that's enough.
Okay. Diary of a Mad Bitch.
Anybody that need help, hit me.
Right. So uncomfortable right now. I can tell.
This song to me was one of my favorites because it's shut the fuck up.
Of course.
It just had that energy. I've been waiting for rap to pop off. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just,
People love when
wait.
every time I do like a joint where I'm talking, I love when you talk your shit.
Talk that
I
shit.
be like, word.
because you're so like, oh, I love black people.
I know, I got it in me though.
But you from North Carolina. Like,
Yeah, I got it in me. I just try not to show that side, but I be.
So
Pop the fuck off.
Is
That's
this
the ones you gotta worry about.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want? That was an interesting question. On like.
Is this what you want?
Is this what you want?
Now just let me know, because if it is,
Cause yes, like yes I do. Yes I do. I want rap to talk her. I'm gonna tell you why, and then I'm gonna get your take on it. But the reason why is because a lot of people talk their shit who don't have the merit.
To talk that shit.
you got the
Indeed.
merit.
You have the you're qualified to talk your shit.
Yeah.
A lot of women, not even women, a lot of rappers are not qualified to talk shit. They be popping big shit. It's like, bro, you not even like that in the booth, on the mic, in the booth, on the stage.
Yeah,
like,
you heard. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's why I like it. Why was this important for you to do?
It was just one of the things, like when my homegirl Raina Biddy hit me, and one of the questions was, "What do you like when you're angry?" And I thought about what makes me pissed off, lying ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, people don't get to see that side of me. So on this album, I was like, I'm gonna give you every little piece of me. And I'm a chill person. Like, I get it from my daddy. Like, I could take a lot. I'm patient. But when it hit the head,
Right.
I'm black. I go 0 to 100. Like, I'm yelling, cussing, I'm throwing shit. Me and my sister was fussing about something years ago. I was like 19. And I went in my room and I picked up a chair and I threw it and the legs went right through the door. I was
shit.
like, that's how angry
Yeah.
I get. I am much calm. I have a lot more control. But that was just a part of me, like blackout season. So I just wanted to creatively capture, like, this is what you get when you piss me off.
Is this
like,
what you want?
I've cussed a lot of niggas out. Like,
West
So
Coast.
do you not like liars in general, or just lying ass niggas? Which one is worse?
I don't like lying ass niggas. I don't like lying in general, but lying ass niggas, that's like, you with me, nigga. Like, you with me, nigga. And two, like the type of woman I am, I think I'm very easy to come and talk to, right? Even when you fuck up. All I ask is for you to come and be truthful.
So if I come to you and I say, hey, you know, like I went on a wild coke bender last night and slept with this light skinned chick, like a we in relationship, like I can come to you with that?
You can. I'm gonna be disappointed, but I'm not gonna yell and I ain't gonna throw no shit. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
But we're gonna have a conversation.
So you gonna ask about the coke or the girl first?
Definitely the coke. Why you doing coke?
What you get the light skin?
I get the light skinned bitch.
Why you doing coke? What is that doing?
What is going on? Why?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why you did the light, because
Right.
you can't even
Right.
think straight. You did the fucking coke. Coke make you make bad decisions. Now look at
Now y'all fucked up.
you. Yeah.
Niggas saying that crying shit for Taraji. When you see one of your sisters like that, you know, in that space, does that automatic? Do you go into defense mode or do you go into empathy?
What you mean?
The crying shit for the Taraji reference that you made in the song.
How did you take that bar?
I took it like niggas is saying that Taraji shit is like for like it's weak. Like it was point
You mean when
Taraji
she was
crying?
on the interviews crying?
Yeah.
Dag, see, that wasn't the bar. And it's crazy because me and her had a conversation about it. She took it like you took it.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
music is
For
nuanced.
me, it's called Diary of a Mad Bitch.
I thought it was Baby Boy.
It was the Baby
I
Boy
thought it was the
reference.
Baby Boy reference.
I said,
See, I'm too stupid for the.
Yeah. I said, you could take that crying shit to Taraji, meaning the niggas crying.
Right.
Taraji not crying.
Right.
But it was like her and, you know, Snoop, like, I forgot, Yvette and Jody. And
Yvette and
yeah,
Jody,
like,
yep.
you know, like he going to her crying, Yvette. Like, that was the reference for me. But that's good because I didn't even think about that when I wrote the bar. I was strictly on the Jody, the relationship, diary of a mad bitch. Niggas fucking up, then they want to come back crying, like asking like, hell no, get the fuck on, nigga. Like, that's how I took it. It was like, like playing on that. So, Taraji hit me. She was like,
damn, yo.
Yeah, no, it was mad respectful. Like, I got so much respect for her. Like, but I'm glad that she asked me. She was like, "You dissing me?" And I was like, "Nah, absolutely not," because I got a lot of love and respect for her. But I never went there with it, And I can't change the bar now. It's out.
See artists. This is why you're supposed to do conversations, because I would have never known that.
Yeah, no, it's strictly Jody and Yvette, and I didn't use Yvette because it didn't rhyme.
Right.
Taraji rhyme. So, that was strictly that. But, just on, like, I respected, and I had, like, for Taraji to speak out like she did in that situation took a lot of strength. Mm-hmm. It ain't easy to be, who she is and to go against the grain and to speak out. A lot of people scared to speak out. It took a lot of courage to do that, right? And that's inspiring to me. And I think, like, fuck all that crying shit. That shit is strong as fuck. Because a lot of niggas scared to do that.
Yeah.
They scared to do that. So whether you crying through it or not, she ain't no pussy. I know that.
Yeah.
On no day of the week.
Stand on it.
On, like, that shit was hard.
And double down at the BT Awards.
And double down. She doubled down over and over and over again.
Did you see the BT Awards, the performance of her performing Not Like Us? Not Like Us.
Yeah, of course I saw that. That's probably one of the best intros to an award show. Yeah. Capturing a moment.
Facts.
Hard.
That was raw. That was raw culture.
I'm glad you articulated that, man, because again, I would have thought that people would have took it the same way. Just like, oh no, it's the Jody Yvette bar.
The concept of the whole song.
Right, exactly.
So, but I mean, to her point, like, I get why she asked me, because that could be misconstrued, but I wasn't even there with it.
The other part is, you gonna make a quiet bitch turn up like the crazy one. That's you putting the chair through the.
Yeah, absolutely.
We gotta hit that point. That's you putting the chair through the.
Yes.
Okay. And then,
I hate when I have to go there and niggas think I'm nuts. No, you took me there. You crazy for making me go crazy.
And then, do you not feel like Lil' Kim gets the respect that she deserves?
Not enough.
Not enough, because that was referenced in the record. That's
Yeah. Like, when you look at, like, the aesthetic of female rap, that's all Lil' Kim. Like, she's the blueprint of that. Like, she the queen bitch when it comes to that. She made a lane for that. Her shit was so authentic. So I feel like I personally, maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't felt her celebrated enough, for everything that she has inspired.
Do you think part of the celebration is the recreation and that, or are you saying like just outwardly giving her flowers?
Outwardly giving her flowers. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. You got to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just big on that in general.
Do you believe that imitation is like flattery, or you think imitation is just knockoff?
No, I think it's flattery, but I think too there's a disconnect if people don't know where it comes from. If you just imitating and not citing your source in some shape, form, or fashion. Hey. I ain't say every time you do something, but like, yeah.
Like, I got this from this person or whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. When I do something, I'm inspired, whether it be Badu. I got grills. Yeah. Because I did a conversation with Badu. I was like, let me see your grills.
Let me see what you got.
And I posted my grills. I was like, inspired by Badu.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's important to me,
Yeah,
like,
we're excited.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you one last thing about, we kind of touched on it, but, being vulnerable in songs and kind of that involve other people, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it be relationships, whether it be family. Do you give them the heads up, or do you wait for the music to drop and kind of let them discuss it? That's a good question.
I did a little bit of both on this one. I would say overall, I like to give people the heads up. And there was 2 songs I gave 2 people the heads up on. One was cool with it, which I knew, but out of respect. The other one hit me and was like, can you take that off? Can you change that? And I said, absolutely not.
Oh, shit.
Because it's my story. It's my story to tell. But, I'm also very intentional about being honorable. And it's like, I'm going to tell my story, but I don't necessarily have to say your name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about you. It's about me. but you are not going to be in control of my art and what I get to
Y'all
share.
gonna holler.
Yeah, so
Facts.
yeah, but I definitely, this is the heads up, but no.
This is coming.
Yeah.
I always tell people to operate in a space that somebody's writing a book about their life and you'll be mentioned. So you want to make sure that narrative is intact.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and you know, again, we don't live perfect life. Sometimes you slip up.
Right.
But you just have to have grace with yourself in those moments. And like some of the family things, like I just let it ride.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, look, Rap, I'm gonna tell you this. And I tell you every time I see you, but you are needed. You're needed. You're dope. You're beautiful, and Chuck loves you.
I do. I do.
I thought he was going. He
Nah,
said
he ain't gonna.
you said
Nope.
you said some very nice
Right.
complimentary things.
They're not compliments, they're the truth, and that's what I'm adamant about.
He's gonna find a
I
way
don't,
to
I don't
dance
do
around
compliments. I do truth because it can
That's
go the other way too. You can be
Indeed.
whack. I told people that they was whack too.
I appreciate that.
I think we need more of that, but yeah.
But coming up in our family, we
Right.
got the skin for that.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
little
true.
different.
Everybody ain't built for that.
No.
Yeah, we good.
Man, I appreciate you too.
Man, thank you so much for having this conversation.
Thank you.
You know, keep
Thank
going up. We support you. We love you. I can say that then, right? We
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah.
There we go.
We
That's,
are
that's
the
the best
board.
we're gonna do.
I mean, well, if you speak truth, do you truthfully love me?
Oh shit.
I'm in agreement with your statement.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, man. Homegrown Radio.
Great chat.
Chuck Dizzle, DJ Head, the one and only Rapsody. We'll catch y'all next time.